Hi everyone, welcome back to Alice on the Giant Bookshelf. Today's video is a follow-up to my Christmassy series, Like This Film, Try These Books. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books. Today's video is a bit of a sequel to my series that I was doing with Julie over at Hungry Bookworm, Like This Film, Try These Books, which we did for 3 different Christmas films each. And today I'm going to be responding to a video that I've seen, which is by Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas. So I will link Thea's channel in the description box down below so that you can go and check out her video. In her video, Thea was talking about her favourite Christmas film in response to watching our series. And Thea's favourite Christmas film is a film that I have to say I have not yet seen, and it's called Claus, and it stars Vince Vaughn as Santa Claus's brother, Fred. And Thea does a great job of telling us in her video all about Fred Claus and what she loves about it and the family dynamics of it. So if you'd like a better description of Fred Claus, please do go over and check out her original video, because as I say, it's not a film that I've seen as yet, but I definitely will be looking out for it on the strength of Mrs. Thomas's recommendation. So the main themes that Thea picked up on from Fred Claus are basically family related. And the theme that I picked out to talk about really is brothers, and the idea, which is explored in Fred Claus, that a sibling feeling neglected or like they are a bit left out in the family because they're maybe overshadowed by a sibling. I also got the impression that Fred Claus is the wayward brother, whereas Nicholas, Saint Nick, is not, obviously, as he is Saint Nick. I've chosen a couple of books to recommend to Thea, and I've also chosen a children's book because why not? So the first book that I want to recommend to Thea is a book that is about brothers, and it's about brothers that were close when they were younger, and one of the brothers has gone missing. And I chose this book especially for Thea because I know she's a big fan of Harlan Coben, and so am I, and this is a Harlan Coben book. So the Harlan Coben book that I've picked out is called Gone for Good. Gone for Good is about 2 brothers, Will Klein and Ken Klein. And Will idolises his older brother Ken, but their lives are disrupted when a girl who Will loved is found murdered, and the prime suspect is Will's brother Ken. Ken disappears and has not been seen again, and I love the way that Harlan Coben often sets up a book by having someone who's been missing for years or is believed to be dead, and then the brother gets some kind of contact from the brother. The book is set 11 years after these events, and Will has found proof that his brother Ken is alive, and as always with Harlan Coben, a mysterious thriller evolves from there. I'm hoping that although this is a tenuous link, this is about brothers, and it is about a wayward brother and a not so wayward brother. I actually had to call in help for a second recommendation. And of course, like all my best recommendations, I went to my mum and I said to my mum, this is what kind of book I'm looking for. I'm looking for a book with siblings, preferably one of the siblings is maybe a bit off the rails. Do you know any books like that? And surprisingly enough, my mum actually said she did. And the book recommended for Thea by my mum, I haven't actually read it, but it's called A Patchwork Planet by Anne Tyler. A Patchwork Planet centres around a guy called Barnaby, who is a bit of a misfit. Barnaby hasn't lived up to his family's expectations for him. He's had a bit of a wayward life, and as a child was caught breaking into houses. Now, as an adult, he works for a company that go and help the elderly with jobs that they need doing. And Barnaby also has a brother who he feels inferior to, a bit like Fred feels inferior to Nicholas in Fred Claus. There's also a relationship in this book, and Thea mentioned in her video that Fred has a girlfriend, and there's a relationship there. This book has Barnaby meet a lady called Sophia, so it talks about their relationship as well. Like Fred Claus, this is a book about a wayward brother who I believe comes good in the end. So I'm definitely going to read A Patchwork Planet and watch Fred Claus and compare the two and see if me and my mum have managed to piece together a good recommendation for this film. So thanks, Mum, for recommending me A Patchwork Planet. Thea, I hope you will enjoy A Patchwork Planet if you try it. As far as I can tell, it's definitely a book that explores similar family dynamics to Fred Claus, though maybe not in such a funny way. So to meet the more funny aspect of Fred Claus and the Father Christmas aspect, I have chosen a book to recommend, a children's book called A Bad Start for Father Christmas. And this one is written by Sarah Hayes and illustrated by Jamie Charteris. This is another book that I absolutely loved as a child. So A Bad Start for Father Christmas is just a brilliant tale with Father Christmas has lost his mittens and he spends his day on Christmas Eve in the Christmas factory looking for his mittens which he has mislaid. We get to see everyone working really hard in the Christmas factory, and as Father Christmas looks everywhere for his mittens, he keeps finding objects that shouldn't be in places in all the different places that he looks, so he adds them to his sack as he goes around. And it's fortunate that he's done so, because it turns out that when the counters and the checkers come to Father Christmas, it's to tell them that they are one sack of presents short. And luckily the counters and the checkers solve Father Christmas's missing mittens problem, and he's able to solve their missing sack of toys problem. It all ends up happily with Father Christmas going off to do his deliveries on Christmas Eve. And this is just a really fun story, and I thought that this relates to Fred Claus in that I know Fred Claus goes to live with his brother St. Nicholas and to help out with the elves and things, and this is a delightful sort of day in the life in the Christmas factory, and an interesting take on that. So I highly recommend A Bad Start for Father Christmas. I think this is a lovely one to read with young children. Probably 5-year-olds would enjoy this, and definitely older than that too. There's lots to spot in the pictures. If you are observant, you will know throughout where Father Christmas's mittens actually are. I definitely recommend this for people of all ages, and it's a good fun Father Christmas book. I hope, Thea, that I've helped you find a book to read that is in some way tenuously linked to your favourite film, Fred Claus. And if your favourite film is also Fred Claus, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely have to watch it. Do also let me know in the comments, is there anything else you think I should recommend Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas? And I'd love to hear from you what they are so I can pass it on. Yeah, so this was a little extra, like this film, try these books. And I just want to say a really big thank you to Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas for making a video in response to mine and in response to Julie's videos. I really enjoyed having to rack my brains to think of which books to recommend you. And as you all know, I absolutely love recommending books. So that's all for today. Let me know in the comments, what are your favourite Christmas films and what are your favourite books that you think would relate well to them. I hope you'll give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to go and check out Julie at the Hungry Bookworm, who I made this series with, and don't forget to go and check out Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas, which is a channel that I've discovered recently and I'm really enjoying. I hope you'll all join me again soon for another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.